Hello, hi, good evening. Hi, this is Christine Crow here. And I just want to say hello, hi, and welcome. I hope that you enjoyed the 30-day challenge. And we do have another challenge as well, which is to do with e-commerce, how to set up multiple streams of income so that you're able to earn an income just in time for the holidays, for example. And I'm doing this challenge, and I hope you'll be able to join me as well. I'm also I'm also doing a challenge where I'm not actually wearing any makeup, for example. So I decided that I'm going to do that so that I can be on here more rather than having to think about my hair and my makeup, that type of thing. So I want to really give the message out there. And today really is about me talking about how women CEOs can outperform the male CEOs. And I think it's really important that we look at this aspect as well. So, CEOs, are you ready? Because I'm going to go straight into this with you. And I just want to say thank you so much for all of you that have subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate it. I've had quite a lot of subscribers this week, and I'm just so overjoyed that you're listening to what I have to say. And also, I hope that you're finding this helpful. I'm also looking at your comments, and I'm going to respond to all of your comments as well. And I just want to say thank you for your time and listening to what I have to say. So today really is a really good subject. And I think it's something that we all can be really mindful of as women, because we do tend to share too much information. I've been guilty of that, where I share too much information and I don't need to. We've got to protect ourselves a bit. Even though we're here online, we still have to protect our privacy. We still have the right to protect our thoughts, our mind, our wellness. All of these things are really important. And today I just want to talk to you about a really good motivational speech that I really have enjoyed myself. And this is really mind-blowing. So I'm going to read this to you. And I think it's really important, like I said. So are you ready? Welcome to the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, do like and subscribe to the channel. I would really love that. Today, it's really about how women CEOs are outperforming the male CEOs. But I'm going to go into a lesson from Brene Brown, where she says, don't let people know too much about you. And it really is important, because we do tend to give too much information too soon. And I think we need to really be a bit more mindful. So, have you ever shared too much and then you feel vulnerable that you've exposed yourself later to what you've told someone, and they've actually taken that, what you've told them, and twisted it to their own purpose, their own agenda, which really wasn't how you was portraying what you was saying. So they will only tell the story of how they want to manipulate what you've actually said, for example. So today I'm going to dive into the lesson from Brene Brown, for example, Brene Brown, sorry, that every CEO leader really needs to hear, and why oversharing can be a liability, and how to build boundaries that empower your leadership. Just going to get some tissue. Sorry about that. I am live. So, why oversharing can lead to your boundaries being overstepped? You want to empower your leadership. So, this is what today's video is going to be all about: the power of vulnerability. So, as Brene Brown mentioned, a world is really vulnerable if we don't look at this. And this is by Brene Brown, who is a renowned researcher as well. And she teaches about being open, that it is powerful, but not about sharing everything to everyone. True vulnerability requires trust and discernment. You see, I'm a bit old school, so I've always gone on the basis of trust, that I trust someone. So I give information because I feel that I should be able to feel relaxed enough to give that information, but that's not the way to do it because you don't know who you're talking to. And they could go and they keep this information and twist it and say things to other people, which then turns against you for something which you said innocently because it was twisted. So this relates to leadership. As a CEO, your ability to connect with your team, stakeholders is vital, but oversharing can blur boundaries and lead to misinterpretation, misunderstanding as well. Imagine you're talking with your team members and you're the CEO, and then you overshare, oh, I've got this personal issue, and what do you think I should do about it? Blah, blah, blah. How do you think that your team members will think of you as their CEO, for example? So just be mindful about who it is that you're talking to and what you say to that person, because that person can twist it against you. And I've had this done to me. This is the reason why I'm also mentioning this as well. So why are boundaries important? You want to define your boundaries. You want to ensure that the boundaries, they're not wars, okay? They're just guidelines, how you manage your engagement with others. They protect you and your energy and your focus and your emotional well-being. It's important to have boundaries. Now, I'm going to explain that if you share too much, this can undermine your credibility as a leader. People may question your decision and making or using your vulnerability against you. I've had this done to me. Someone who you feel you can trust, they have gone and used your vulnerability against you. And you don't really want to work with someone. If they can give that information about someone else who was vulnerable, then do you really want to work with that person? Do you trust that person? Because if they've done it to that person, they will certainly do it to you. So you've got to also make sure that you have a balance of openness and professionalism. You don't have to share everything. To be authentic, you don't. Instead, focus on strategic sharing. What builds trust and aligns with your role, for example. So, Brown talks about the method for healthy sharing. She calls it trust circles. Identify in your inner circle those who have earned the right to hear your story. Share more openly with them. but keep it professional. Boundaries need to be intact for others as well. You want to discern before sharing. So before you share, ask yourself this relevant question. Is this relevant? Do I need to say this? What is the purpose of me saying this? Who am I saying it to? Is this person trustworthy? Are they going to gossip and talk about what I've just said to them? Does it align with your goals? Will it build trust or diminish it? Look, vulnerability can be a strength. Being vulnerable isn't a weakness. It encourages you and encouraged with boundaries. So when you model this balance, you inspire others to do the same. So have the courage to have the boundaries. Protect yourself within reason. So remember, you don't owe everyone access to your inner world. Leadership is about strategic connection, not unchecked exposure. Protect your energy, build trust, and lead with strength. So, what I'd like to know is, what are your thoughts on vulnerability and leadership? I'd love for you to comment below here, and let's discuss how we can lead and authentically without oversharing. Put a link here, comment in the comment section here, and I would love to hear your story on this. So one of the quotes from Brown is, vulnerability without boundaries is not vulnerability. So some tips for you. Building trust circles is key, and setting boundaries. So take actionable advice, CEOs and leaders, and create a safe space for you. So how strategic vulnerability and boundaries make women CEOs stronger? So women CEOs, they embrace the Brown principles, the Brene Brown principles of strategic vulnerability and boundary setting. They can outperform the male counterparts by leveraging emotional intelligence, communication, and relationable skills. And I'm going to explain to you how. So just grab your tea and coffee and we'll go into it. So one of the things you need to think about is harnessing your emotional intelligence as your competitive advantage. So research consistently shows that women often score higher in emotional intelligence than men, excelling in empathy, relationship building, and emotional regulation by applying the principles of Brene